This is the new Acura NSX. Not quite, right? But it is the 2015 Acura RLX. This is Acura's flagship sedan, and this happens to be the sport hybrid with the super handling all-wheel drive. And it does have some things in common with the new Acura NSX. The RLX is a good looking sedan, much better looking than the previous RL that I think. I thought that the RL was just a little bit plain looking. The front features their signature jewel style headlamps and really nice chrome accents on the grille and the lower valance as well. The side profile is my favorite view. There are many tasteful lines, and I really like how the door handles look. All the lights are LED as well as the rear as well. And I just think the overall package is luxurious, yet does have a sporty appearance to it. Now, the one unfortunate thing about hybrids is many of them have the battery basically behind the rear passenger seat. This is no different. And so, if you have a family, hopefully a small one, because here's one stroller. And just kind of wedge it in there. There you go. Now obviously there's not a whole bunch more room in here to put anything else like a suitcase or anything, maybe a carry-on. The materials are really, really nice, especially on the door panels here. Even when you grab the door handle, you can see how good the material is. The RLX also uses the Honda Link system, the same one that I've used in the Acura MDX, the Odyssey, and the TLX, which has the dual screens. I have to be honest though, after driving all three of those vehicles, I still can't get used to the system, and I don't think it's as intuitive or easy to use as it could be. Like the TLX, the RLX has went to a push button transmission gear selector. You have the park, reverse, neutral drive. It's all just push button here. You also have a brake hold, has electronic parking brake, and I've been on record saying this is a great feature. You just apply it and turn it on, and when you come to stops or stop lights, stop signs, you can take your foot right off the brake, and the e-brake actually holds you until you put the gas on. Now, one thing you should note, whether it's this system or from BMW or Volkswagen or whoever has the same type of systems using the electronic brake for brake hold, it will decrease your life on your rear brake pads eventually. Of course, since this is the top of the line model, it has all the bells and whistles. We have heated and cool seats. The heat's on right now, thank goodness. It's a very cold day here. It has a heated steering wheel. Oh, love that. Same as the TLX, it has a dial for the volume, which I love. The dial, you actually dial it up or down, and you can go left or right to change stations on the dial. This car also comes with a high-end Krell stereo system. And when we get this on the road, you'll see how quiet this car is, and this stereo really shines. As for the rear, tons of space, as should be for a vehicle this size. I have a full-size car seat in there right now, and there's tons of room, so no complaints on the rear. Now, the sport hybrid system that's in this RLX here, it is similar to that of the new upcoming NSX, in that it has a V6 direct injected motor and has 3 electric motors. So how does that work? Well, you have one electric motor that drives the front wheels, and it's connected directly to a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission, and you have 2 other electric motors driving the rear wheels. So when you're first starting off from a stop, if you're not mashing it right to the floor, the power comes from the rear wheels driving you forward, getting you up and going. All that grunt work is handled by the electric motors, and then the gas motor takes over. So you get all that great torque from electric motors. Now, here's where it gets interesting, is that since it is all-wheel drive, super handling all-wheel drive, but there is no drive shaft, and since electric motors drive the rear wheels for the all-wheel drive, the benefit is that you don't have to rely on the main engine for the torque to drive the rear wheels. The rear wheels are electric, so you have maximum torque even at low speeds, giving you even better handling. I love how this hybrid drives. First of all, like I mentioned, that 7-speed dual clutch transmission. It's not a conventional CVT transmission that you normally find in a hybrid vehicle. One very unique aspect of the SH all-wheel drive in this hybrid system, let's say for instance you're turning left. Well, the right rear wheel will get more power driving you around the corner, but at the same time, the left rear, instead of using a type of a brake system to slow that wheel down, the wheel will actually go into reverse polarity, and it actually slows it down and regenerates power at the same time. The gas engine is a 3.5 liter direct injected iVTEC V6, putting out 310 horsepower. And then you have the 3 electric motors for a total of 377 horsepower from this hybrid vehicle. And then you also get 341 pound-feet of torque. Another thing that makes this hybrid much more engaging to drive opposed to a regular hybrid. You know, I don't even like how they even call it a hybrid, because in my mind, most of the time when you think about hybrid, you're thinking very boring, very slow, just a very, very dull driving vehicle. This is definitely not a dull driving vehicle. I really like how the future of these hybrids are looking. Even some sports car companies are making some incredible hybrids. But you do have a sport button here. Activate the sport button and immediately much better throttle response. Wow. You get the paddle shifters that give you really, really crisp shifts with a dual clutch transmission. Very, very responsive. And you have automatic rev matching as well, as you can hear in the background. Amazing. Now we're cruising on the highway now, and you can hear it's very, very quiet. They've really made this car extremely slippery. It's got great acoustic glass and a lot of soundproofing. It really isolates you from the road. Meanwhile, the car is telling you what it's actually doing just from all the displays that you have here. You can actually see what wheels are being driven and so on and so forth. It's quite amazing. The 10-spoke wheels have even been specially designed to be low noise wheels, and they claim to knock off 9 decibels of noise throughout the whole spectrum. So what is the Acura without lots of technology? This is the flagship Acura, and it has a ton of tech. As we mentioned before, you have the heads-up display, you have lane keeping assist, which is on right now. As you can see, I'm not even touching the steering wheel, and it's steering for me. Now I have to put my hand on the steering wheel every 15 seconds or so. If you want to see more on this type of feature, I have a full feature on this on the Acura TLX, so just click right here and you can see that feature. One thing to note, the lane keeping assist system does not work in the city, it only works on the highways. Now I don't know why that is. It would be nice to be able to use that system all the time, so I think it must use the navigation system and know when you are on a highway or a freeway, and that's the only time that it actually engages. But it's very, very easy to use. There's a ton of other safety features. I'm not going to get into every single one. I think this is kind of neat. They've implemented a reactive gas or accelerator pedal. What does that mean? It means that it has some sort of a servo or actuator connected to the pedal. And if it senses, let's say for instance, you're doing a sharp turn in a parking lot, or it senses some wheel slip with ice and stuff, it makes it harder to press the pedal down. It's actually a very good idea. And if you don't want to have it on, you can actually turn it off, or you can adjust at what level it intervenes. Okay, so now we're doing right now, I just want to show you, first of all, how quiet it is, but we are doing 60 kilometers an hour, and we are in full electric mode right now. So we are not burning any fuel, and we're driving it as an electric car practically. So let's just go back onto the freeway here. I mentioned when you start off under moderate to light power, it uses the rear wheels. Now, if you need to really go like this, it really does pick up. All 4 wheels get driven instantly. You get great traction and great acceleration with that 377 horsepower. So there you go, a quick look into the future of what hybrid vehicles just might be like. If you're one of these people that like the latest and greatest in technology, this car may be the one for you.